We've had music playing around Kilburn. It's called the Magic Kilburn Mile. I'm going to introduce to you TJ Holy Boy Johnson and the Preachers. Wow, that's a name for you, isn't it?
I don't know.
But it's always been a thriving music area, mainly at the Kilburn State, the Gaumont State, which is built in 1937, and there was all the famous people of the time were on there. The second major venue was the Grange Cinema, and became a music venue probably in about the 70s and 80s, and originally for Irish music, and then eventually it became the National Club, and it became incredibly popular for all the major rock bands, pop bands, punk bands. All sorts of people have played there.
We just really want to bring the identity back to Kilburn of it being a musical town. We started last year with just 3 venues, sponsored by Public Health really. We were doing some lessons and they were performing as part of a well-being kind of project, bringing people back into society and back in the music community.
The key role in this project was to get the tapestry back from Ireland to be visible, create these exhibition panels, and I also created the logo, the Kilburn Music Mile logo, really just to kind of give it an identity and like longevity. So over the weekend everyone's wearing these black and white t-shirts, and it kind of suited the atmosphere more than I can imagine.
This year, 6 or 7 stages. There's some artwork, there's like an exhibition, music exhibition, and lots of different spin-offs, if you like, toddlers music group, musical history walks. We're opening with the Gaumont State. We've got the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra coming down. They're going to pay homage to a lot of the music that was performed in the state in the 50s, 60s, 70s.
And visiting Americans came because it was on the circuit as a major venue, because it's 4,000 seats. They could sell it out for big stars like Buddy Holly, who I saw there about a year before he died, and he was great.
Frank Sinatra, the Beatles, the Who, the Stones. So they're going to play some bits of that, and then they're going to show us what they do best as well. So we're looking to have up to 2,000 people there this night. I've been here 20 odd years, and when I first got here, I think there was already a lot of water under the bridge as far as music goes. Obviously, with the early years of the Gaumont State and the National, we had everyone here from Beatles to Bowie to Frank Sinatra. When I moved here 20 years ago, there was still 8 or 9 music venues within the top end of the Kilburn High Road, and it kind of changed my life. So I had just a wonderful few years. Obviously, Vince Power had a lot to do with what was going good in Kilburn for music. He's passed away recently.
I suppose, silver lining was that we got introduced to Vince Power during pandemic, and he had more availability, as he said himself, during those quieter days. So we kind of had first-hand interviews with him and about how he set up the Mean Fiddler in 1982 in Harlesden, and he's, excuse the pun, but he's pretty instrumental, as everyone knows, to the area, regardless of all the other creativity going on. I think, we have to hand it to Vince, to even the smaller venue of the Mean Fiddler, even though it's not on the Kilburn High Road, it's nearby. But what happened was it was sort of like cross-pollination of all of those musicians. And he lived in the Kilburn area, and in fact up until he had the fiddler recently. So the focus of this tapestry is the Irish of Kilburn and the Brent area.
We've got, I think, over 280 musicians performing, up to 40 bands, I think.
1, 2,
Lots
then.
of soloists.
Rhythm and bass.
Yeah, so this panel was one of my favourites, mainly because it's about now. Also, Folky's shop is so vibrant. These are the bands that played at the event. Some of the bands, the Gulls, the Parallel Blondes, and the Soldier Crew.
I feel like just now I've kind of got the opportunity. I know the scene around here, I know the people and the musicians, and I feel like it's kind of a responsibility for me to press on with the music and bring some identity back to the place, because at the moment I feel like there's not much identity in Kilburn. We all know it's got character, but the change of demographic and the change of businesses in the area now, there's not so many people playing, or it used to be a bit of a party town, didn't it? Just try and regain the confidence of the venues to host some live music again. I think that was my angle.